Ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe the absurdity that is our history. I'm here to take you on a wild journey through some of the craziest events in human history. So, grab your popcorn and hang on tight because we're about to tackle some really bizarre stuff here. Let's kick things off with the dancing plague of 1518. Imagine, it's 1518 in Strasbourg, France, and people start dancing like there's no tomorrow. I'm not talking about a little two-step. These folks were dancing non-stop, day in and day out. It's like a rave that just did a little too much Molly. And it's not just a few people, it's hundreds of them. Can you picture it? People twirling, shimmying, and boogieing in the streets until they collapse from exhaustion. Sorry boss, can't come to work today. I've got a serious case of the Harlem Shake. It's the original flash mob, and they didn't even have smartphones to coordinate it. Now let's jump continents and decades to the Great Emu War of Australia in 1932. So, in the land down under, they're dealing with an emu infestation, and the government's like, we'll send in the army. I mean, really? The emus were just trying to find some food, and suddenly, they're facing off against guys with machine guns. It was man versus bird, and man was on the losing side. The emus were too fast, too crafty, and they won the battle. You gotta have some serious PTSD after losing a war to an army of giant birds. Now let's jet off to 1962, Tanzania, for the Tanganyika Epidemic. Picture a school where one kid starts laughing uncontrollably, and then it spreads like wildfire. I mean, come on, I've seen some funny stuff in my day, but this? It went on for months. Students, teachers, parents. Everyone was literally laughing their ass off, and there was nothing anyone could do. Nobody could explain the cause. It was a laughter pandemic, folks, the best kind of pandemic you could hope for. Now, let's get back to some maritime madness with the Cod Wars. Not actual wars over fish, but they might as well have been. You've got Iceland and the UK squabbling over fishing rights in the North Atlantic. These guys are battling it out like they're in some kind of seafaring showdown. Picture this, fishing trawlers circling each other like old-timey dueling ships. They're not firing cannons, they're tossing nets and giving each other the stink eye. You want these cod? You'll have to pry 'em from my cold, dead hands. It's like a high-stakes poker game, but with fish as the chips. Lastly, we've got the Poison Squad. Dr. Harvey Wiley and his gang of brave volunteers decided it would be a great idea to test food additives by eating them. That's right, folks, they willingly ingested chemicals like borax and formaldehyde. I mean, talk about dedication to science. Hey Bob, you up for trying some formaldehyde-infused pickles today? Who signs up for this gig? They're basically the original taste testers, but with a side of guaranteed poisoning. Sorry folks, the mustard gas-flavored ice cream didn't quite make the cut. It's like a culinary version of Russian roulette. So, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of history's zaniest moments. The Dancing Plague, the Great Emu War, the Tanganyika Epidemic, the Cod Wars, and the Poison Squad, they're like the sideshow acts of history, the bizarre and bewildering chapters in the book of humanity. Thanks for joining me on this epic journey, and until next time, keep laughing, dancing, and avoiding emus with machine guns. That's all. Subscribe for more.